Nebraska's prize 5-star quarterback recruit, Dylan Raiola, already getting to work, already owning the stage in the spotlight. He was present, sitting courtside next to athletic director Trev Alberts at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the sold-out game against Indiana. Even got a shout out on the Husker on the big screen boards. Are they called Husker Vision and PBA?
Probably
on the Husker Vision boards.
You're safe on that.
But there he is pregame with
There's
Trev
the big
Alberts.
horse.
But the reason Dylan Raiola is in town already, because he's going to go out to the Polynesian Bowl here later this month. But they've got him to work on these receivers. Nebraska will be hosting 2 transfer portal wide receivers. One was Wednesday and the other here Thursday. Isaiah Nair from Texas, and then Jamal Banks from Wake Forest, both in Lincoln, both priority transfer portal targets. Who know better to lead the sales pitch than the 5-star quarterback?
Well, yeah, and I mean, yeah, he's kind of working. I mean,
he needs him.
Yeah, he needs him. The program needs him. It would help him. So he kind of came to Lincoln to work. These quarterbacks, I mean, if you're a highly touted quarterback and, someone who could, I'm not saying he is now, could become the face of the program, a lot's expected. And he's working. I mean, the day before, Sean, he had a throwing session with 2 NFL receivers. Mohamed Sanu is probably the most notable one, 11-year veteran of the NFL. He organized a throwing session. So think of what he's done already this week. Just a high school kid had a throwing session with NFL receivers, then comes to Lincoln and is a critical element in Nebraska's bid to land these critical transfer portal players. It's a lot. I wasn't doing that when I was 17.
Well, and you think about, we don't know what his NIL deal is for Nebraska, but he's probably getting paid a sizable amount of money. And, there's things that come with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. They are getting paid now. I mean, they are. It is a kind of like a job. They are professionals, and we're all adjusting to that. But yeah, part of that is show up and do your part. Your part.
Think of just that picture alone. I mean, in your time covering Nebraska athletics, when have you ever seen a student athlete who's not even technically in classes yet sitting courtside next to the athletic?
Oh, not yet. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's unreal when you think about to see that picture of how powerful this recruit was to come to Nebraska, that the athletic director with a high school senior sitting courtside.
A high school senior, and that's the thing. I don't want to sound like do not do your get off the lawn thing, Sean, but we got to keep in mind that he is only a high school senior. I mean, you have 2 daughters, and pretty soon they're going to be
high school kids.
They're going to be high school kids, and you're going to think, man, are they ready for this world? And I mean, I think Dylan is pretty advanced, but I'm not going to be the one leading the way on putting pressure on him. I mean, he hasn't even thrown a pass in practice yet.
I do think the road he's traveled, I mean, honestly, playing for multiple different high school programs has probably helped him understand and learn a lot.
Sure.
Because they're all good programs, Burleson and Chandler, and then obviously Buford in Georgia. But then his father, I mean, with his background, and then his uncle.
Yeah.
So he's got quite a camp of people around him.
Oh, for sure.
And he's traveled the road to get ready for this. I mean, there's not, now, if you didn't have moms and dads and family members that have been on this type of road before, it would be hard. But I do think the fact that
helps.
He's got a lot of people around him that have prepared him, and he's had a spotlight on him since his freshman year of high school.
I'm sure he's used to the spotlight, and I hope he kind of enjoys it, because it's not going to go away unless he doesn't perform. I mean, a lot of this will come down to performance, and that is to come. We'll see what it looks like. He's got to win the job. I mean, he's got to go win a job.
Did you know they actually put him on the big screen board though?
I was listening to the game, and Sam Hoiberg was shooting free throws, and then there was this eruption. Sam Hoiberg. It wasn't for Sam Hoiberg making a free throw. It was for Dylan Raiola.
Now, I saw a lot of other coaches there. I didn't see Rule, though. I don't know if Rule was in the arena or not last night. But I saw, obviously, Donovan Raiola was sitting with Dylan.
Okay.
Ron Brown was there, Keith Williams and the recruiting staff, because I believe Naylor was at the game.
Yeah, that's what you thought, right?
He's on the visit. It's just so hard to make out who a guy, but he wasn't sitting in the court site. He wasn't sitting in the the Jack Nicklaus tickets or the courtside tickets.
Yeah, with Diane Cannon. Hey, Nayor is big. I mean, and it is a very intelligent thing to bring those kids to a basketball game because it's a great arena and it's a great crowd. I mean, you got a full crowd. They get a good taste of Nebraska fans. You bring them to an Indiana game, a Nebraska-Indiana game. Nebraska against the Blue Blood. Nebraska hammers the Blue Blood 87-60, I think was the final. And you get a taste of Husker Nation. That, I mean, Nayor, Isaiah had to be impressed by that.
Just think about the picture of him seeing Raiola and the attention he got.
Right.
I mean, he's coming from Texas.
Right.
And it's a big spotlight, but I just have to think the spotlight and stage Raiola is getting right now, it wouldn't be that way at Texas necessarily.
Probably not.
It wouldn't be that way at Georgia.
Probably not. No.
Like if Raiola was a commit to Georgia right now and went to a Georgia Bulldog basketball game, would he be sitting next to the athletic director courtside?
No.
B, would they show him on the big screen of a basketball game and the entire Bulldog arena would erupt? No.
Now, I mean,
some might say that's a little much.
Right. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but you're right. It's not. It wouldn't be the case. I don't know which situation is better.
It's a different landscape here.
Yeah, it's just different, and I just leave it at that. Again, it'll come down to how Dylan handles it, how well Dylan handles all this attention. But I don't think it's about that. To me, Sean, I just keep it on a very simple level. He was here to do a job. He wasn't here for the adulation. I don't think. I think he came to that game not for attention. He came to that game to do a job, and that is try to bolster his receiver core.
Well, and Nebraska fans, rightfully so, are very excited about it. I mean, it's like they hit a lottery here, and Dylan Raiola is the brand new shiny boat or truck, and they love it. I mean, everyone's excited about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would say they hit a lottery until he throws a pass.
Well,
we'll see on that. But
they just couldn't have gotten a guy like this if not for the family connection.
Right. There's so much potential is what you're getting at. There's just so much potential for a great story. But it has to, I mean, you just can't, you just got to see how it plays out. But right now, I just keep it very much in a moment. He gives you a great chance to get a receiver and maybe two of them. And maybe then Dante Dowdell, Dylan, I imagine, I don't know. I haven't talked to Dom about this. Is Dylan staying around this weekend? I don't know. I don't know what his duties are, but you said something really interesting to me. And that is, now that these guys are getting paid and handsomely in Dylan's case, you kind of feel less guilty about saying things like, you got to put him to work.
We need you here.
Yeah, we need you here and we need you helping.